Kum Shibanta Bandraki Yakawal AIDS Day Arajar Arpaway, Ka Meghalaya AIDS Control Society, Haringkat Kajingas Noktilang, Ka North East Antique Wheels, and Shillong Motorsport Club, Kila Pelong da Kajingyai Rally da Kikali Barim, Bat Kibites, Ban Pensmotu Pajba Halor Kajingpang HIV, Bat Kumnu Banyada Nakane Kajingpang. Hashwa ban sedang kani ka rally layo ya kejingkren nak project director ka Meghalaya AIDS Control Society ka Dr.R Allya kalayatu baha ka jela Meghalaya kidan hadu 10,000 tam kibriu ki badan ya uknyang jingpang HIV katkum kejingwat benya da ka National AIDS Control Organization bat kala ongru babun kibriu kimmi shakhmat banwan patas na kada bagi tiang ya ka jingpet po ni syakran ben haki imlang salang.
Very good afternoon to all of you who are present here today. And first of all, I would like to tell you that I am so happy and pleased to see like a number of the different groups coming here together to participate with us on today's day, the World AIDS Day. As mentioned earlier, the World AIDS Day is observed every year in honor of the people living with HIV and also to remember those who have lost their lives to this illness. And every year, as you all know, there is a theme, and this year's theme is End Equalities, End AIDS and Pandemics. Why do they use this word End Equalities? As we all know that people living with HIV, they face a lot of stigma and discrimination. There have been instances where people living with HIV are thrown out of their houses, of their residences, of school-going children being thrown out of their schools, and of FIRs filed against them of people living with HIV for no fault of theirs. And all this stems from the fact that we still do not understand the basic facts of HIV. We all think that HIV is very contagious, is very infectious, but no. I just want to stress here today that HIV spreads only there are only 4 modes of transmission. The number 1 is sexual mode with an infected person. Number 2 is the use of infected needles, and this is most common in the injecting drug users. Number 3 is infected blood and blood products. And the last one is from an infected mother to her unborn child, either during pregnancy or even during delivery or even breastfeeding. I want to stress here that HIV does not spread, through by hugging or by shaking hands or sharing of utensils or talking to each other. And it is a fact that HIV is also a pandemic which has become silent nowadays. With COVID, with all of us are focused on COVID, we tend to forget that HIV is a pandemic and it has been there for 40 years. In our state, there is a steady rise of HIV, and now we have more than 5,000 people who have been registered into our programs. That means who are infected with HIV. But there are still a very huge number who are infected but who did not come for testing, and we do not know their status. Why they do not come forward is because they are scared of the stigma, the discrimination, and the inequality which they may have to face if people come to know about their status. Please remember that being infected with HIV or having AIDS is like any other illness. Of course, there is no cure for AIDS, but if a person is infected with HIV and if they take the treatment regularly, which we call ART, they can live a healthy life. And a person who is on daily ART, on regular ART, the viral load also will come down. That means the virus also gets suppressed, and there is very less chance of them spreading to others. So my message here today is that as a community, let us come together to fight against stigma discrimination. Let us all advocate early testing let us advocate safe behavior. We all know how HIV spreads, so let us advocate safe behavior. We can say HIV is appropriate behavior, like what we have for COVID appropriate behavior. And once again, I thank all of you who have come here today. Please.